Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. The results for ICSE Class 10 and ISC Class 12 for the batch of 2025 have been announced, and I hope by now they have sunk in as well. It gives me immense pride to see the number of SWS students scoring 98, 99 in ISC Class 12 English and 100 in English Literature, 100 in History Civics, 100 in Geography, and above 95, 96, 97, 98, 99 in English language. Absolutely great feeling, very humbling. Now, these are the four subjects which I taught personally, apart from the various other videos. For example, what Teju had done for mathematics and computers and some other subjects as well. So it's absolutely an amazing and a very, very humbling feeling. So congratulations to all the students and their parents. Now, in fact, both the ICSE Class 10 and ISC Class 12 students are our students, SWS students, which means that for the past 5 years, 2020, 22, because 21 there was no board exam due to COVID, 23, 24, and 25, SWS has produced all India toppers. I don't think any other institution can boast of such a record. And as I said, it's very, very humbling. But today in this video, short video, I want to go beyond celebrating those who scored well. Because irrespective of how you did, I strongly believe that each one of you is actually a winner. It doesn't matter whether you scored a 99 or whether you scored a 79. Each one of you, remember, is a winner. And the reason for that is that you tried your level best. You worked hard towards a goal. For whatever reason, things may not have worked the way you wanted them to, but the fact that you work towards a goal makes you a winner. Okay, now, it's quite possible that for some of you, the class 10 results would have been below expectations. I'm not saying disappointing, below expectations. So what do you do in such a situation? So this video is specifically to tell you how to deal with such a situation and what are the corrective steps that you need to take. And I'll make 10 short, crisp, quick points. Have you ever seen a catapult, जिसको कि हिंदी में गुलेल कहते हैं? So whatever object you want to hurl towards a particular target in a particular direction, you pull it backwards, है ना? A stone or whatever be the thing, right? So you need to pull it back well enough for it to be launched for a considerable distance. Trust me, that's what has happened to you. You have just been pulled back, but you will one day eventually go a long distance. Trust me, that will happen. Okay, now the second point is I do not want any one of you to panic. Please remember, it's just a moment, it's not a life sentence. Many people who went on to become very successful in life actually did not do very well in their school life. So you are not the only one. You will not be the last ones not to fare so well in their class 10 or 12 board exams. Life goes on and life has its own very beautiful way of teaching you different kind of life lessons. Point number 3, please make sure if you are going through one of those kind of disappointed kind of phases, talk to someone, talk to an adult who you can trust. Someone you are comfortable with. It could be your parents, in fact, well and good if they are your parents. It could be a teacher, it could be a mentor. It's both about how you feel, you're feeling right now, and what you are experiencing at the moment, and what you're learning from what all emotions that are going on within your heart, within your mind. And more importantly, how do you plan to act based on this learning? That's very important. Point number 4, and this is for everyone, please avoid comparisons. Every individual has his or her own individual life journey. Do not compare yourself with anyone else. Compare yourself only with yourself, how you were yesterday, day before yesterday, and whether today's version of you is a better version compared to what you were yesterday and day before yesterday. So focus on yourself. Please remember that you are your most important commitment. most important investment. So you need to invest and focus on yourself. Okay. Now let's come to the implementation part on what you really need to do now. First of all, identify what really went wrong. Okay, I'm not getting into the specifics of whether you need to apply for reevaluation, etc. Once the CISC website gets back to its normal form, you will see some posts which they have put, the council has put, advising you on how to go about the reevaluation process. Okay, did you struggle with time management? Was it a case of revising, lack of revision, or was it a case of studying only at the last minute? Uh, your concepts, your basics were not very strong. Were you very anxious and fearful, because of which you made silly mistakes which you otherwise may not have made? You need to do an honest post-mortem and an honest reflection, because only you know what really went wrong, isn't it? So you need to do that in order to be able to learn from this entire experience. Point number 6, and this is very important. 6 and 7 are very important. Class 11 for students who are now moving on from 10th to 11th is going to be a different, very different ball game. I saw a message from a student yesterday morning telling me about how her family insists that she takes science, whereas she hates science. She doesn't like science. My advice is, please do not do anything under pressure. You are your best judge. You need to know what I like. Do not take the decision based on whether your friends are doing the same. You decide, you do an honest analysis of your own personality and decide what is it that suits me best. Tell your family the latest statistics. If someone wants you to do engineering, someone in your family, oh, हमारा बेटा तो इंजीनियर है, बढ़िया नौकरी लगी है, तुम्हारे बेटे तुमको भी वही करना चाहिए. No. In fact, you should tell them the latest stats that 83% of engineering graduates right now in India do not have a job offer. It's not a good situation out there given the state of the global economy, right? In fact, those who are working at much lesser salary compared to what the situation was, let's say 3 to 4 years ago. So engineering is not the only job you should consider long term. Choose what suits your aptitude, your attitude, your interest, and the kind of opportunities that are available. See some of the videos that we have put on Careers with Sudhir YouTube channel. In fact, I'm going to be putting many more videos which will be relevant to each one of you. In fact, I remember a quote by Albert Einstein who said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, the fish will live its whole life thinking and believing that it is stupid, right? So do not be that fish that is forced to climb a tree. That's my advice to you. Point number 7, make a realistic plan for class 11. Ideally speaking, you should have started working for class 11 a day or two after your board exams got over. Nevertheless, better late than never. I can tell you that the level of most subjects in class 11 is going to be drastically higher than what it was in class 10. So you need to bridge that gap. You need to attend those bridge courses. So you need to include short-term goals, study goals, revision slots, regular mock tests, and most of the explanation videos for English literature definitely and language are there on our YouTube channels. Make use of them. Okay. But consistency is always the key. I have always believed consistency beats talent any day. You are consistent, you work hard, you work smart, you can beat a more talented person any day. More so if you're preparing for competitive exams like JEE or NEET, because your level of mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology so far was at, let's say, the Aravali Hills height. Now you need to climb the Kanchenjunga in class 11 and 12, right? So you need to work on improving your academic stamina, which means improving on your understanding of concepts. And let me be very blunt and honest here. You cannot improve your understanding of concepts by scrolling Instagram reels or going to faltu sites like Reddit and posting comments or posting faltu comments on YouTube videos or going through Telegram channels. Sorry to say, it won't work. उसके बाद पछताने से फायदा नहीं है. You need to work right now. You need to ensure that, okay, I made some mistakes in my board exams. I am going to ensure that I never ever repeat those mistakes. Point number 8, stay away from negative people. And that's a mantra I always follow. If there is someone who makes me uncomfortable with the kind of negativity or toxicity they exude, I just disconnect. That's all I do. I don't get into an argument. I just disconnect. The same funda I use even on YouTube. Someone writes a message which is disrespectful, negative, toxic, abusive. I don't get into an argument. I just block because I don't want them in my ecosystem. Same funda you should adopt. So avoid people who shame you, who mock you, who discourage you, and stay around people who will motivate you and allow you to believe in your potential. Final 2 points. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. I mean, I think that's the worst thing you can do for yourself. Stop playing the victim card. Oh, mere saath ye hua, bura hua. You were also partly responsible for what happened in most cases. Let's be honest with ourselves. And it's perfectly okay to stumble and fall down. It's okay to fall down. When you learn to ride a bicycle, you would have definitely fallen down. You couldn't have said, ki, oh, main bina gire cycle chalana seekh gaya. You would have fallen down. Okay. If you have the stands that would on the sides, it would have prevented you from falling down and hurting yourself. But you would have lost balance. More important is that when you fall down, do you sit there and keep saying, Are, why did this happen to me? Oh God, why are you so harsh to me? Why did this happen to me? Or do you say, Are, chalta hai fir se, and try again? That's what your personality, that's what your attitude ought to be. Okay. Final point. Please remember, and this is for class 10 students in particular, class 10 examination is not the end of the world. It's only the first baby step that you have taken. Board marks, they matter to an extent, but frankly speaking, it doesn't matter whether you got a 91, 92 or whether you got a 98, 99, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're applying to some college, they'll probably say whether you are a 9 or whether you are an 8. Fine, that's what it matters. So they won't seal your future, but what you do from now on will count. Class 11, class 12, and your graduation, right? So that's what is really going to do. I will do a separate video on what I plan to do this year. There are going to be some changes. I have discontinued all full year courses from this academic year. So there will be no full year courses on the app from this academic year. So you don't need to download the app. We are doing some different kind of plans. The test papers, which are really like the jewel in the crown, they will be available, but much later in the academic year. There are some other plans which I will unveil later this month, hopefully. Okay, tata, bye-bye. Thank you very much. I hope this video was of use to you. So I want each one of you to press the reset button, irrespective of whether you did well or did not do well. Press the reset button and say, my time for a new academic year begins now. Okay, tata, bye-bye. Thank you very much. God bless you.